that. I just love that jam. Like that gets me jacked up on a Friday afternoon.
That's the
We
joint.
are.
That's the joint.
Yeah, we're back. It's Friday afternoon. Motoi's here. Senior trader Motoi, Pearson, WynnBET,
What's the deal, man?
and yeah, the deal's college. Well, we had a fun game last night. We have a good one tonight. I like this show because I'm not. I guess when we get to the NFL stuff, I'll chime in. But I like this show because I'm not not much is expected of me. I put the weight. I yoke the weight on your shoulders. I put you under the spotlight. I make you talk
That's
about
tough.
these. You picked a lot of these games, although I could have picked out some NFL games that had some wild line movement, a lot of quarterback moving pieces this week. But we have gotten. I don't even know if I know the order of how we're going to talk about these. I think I gave them to producer Dan, and I still didn't even check my own work and see what order we're going to do it in. If we want to start with the
college
FCS.
football, possibly.
I think we'll start with college football. So
sure.
You gave me some games you wanted to talk about. If anybody in the chat has anything, feel free to ask, and I will make Motoi ask it all. Kalaji says Mogo.
I'll try to pull something out of a hat here to see if I can remember anything as far as any other games are concerned.
Yeah, you are kind of a thing now. I saw you on the internet earlier this week. Like you're media. Like you need to just be done with bookmaking.
I was humbled, man. I drank a lot that night. We can leave it at that. I was humbled.
But fresh haircut, fresh mindset, fresh off a big win with Montana State last year.
Come on.
We'll head back to the Big 12. You want to talk a little? K-State's ranked. K-State's ranked. Oklahoma State ain't. What do we got?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Opened 7.5 here, total 46.5. We're down to 6 now, total 46. I mean, I don't know if there's ever been a time where Oklahoma State hasn't been really talked about up until this point of the season, with wins against Missouri State, Tulsa, and then they had a rough one against Boise State. I usually think a game like that's a little bit more important earlier in the season, but not too many people were talking about Oklahoma State being a dog out on the Smurf turf and escaping with the win there late on a missed field goal from Boise. So they came in. I thought the price the odds of 7.5 seemed a little bit high on my side. And as soon as I seen it going down, I was like, well, I figured that. I made the game around 2.5, 3. Right now it's about even on the ticket count, but the money's on the Cowboys right now. I expect there to be, more of a dog stance on this game, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I have no interest in betting this game, Mo. I want no part of this.
That's fair.
I already got a lot of my colleges lined up already.
I don't care.
Yeah, let them have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you get the weird overreactions, especially with the Boise State stuff and how things go. I guess this isn't the next one too. I suppose there's a bit of an overreaction. I mean, it's been a while now, but you lost to what's the FCS team? Jackson State. Jackson State or Jacksonville State?
Yeah, not.
I feel like
Jacksonville
they're both
State,
a thing.
not in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes any sense. This opened 2.5, total 61.5 here. Louisville's got about 75% of the tickets, and the line's moving the other way. So right now we're currently at 1.5. I mean, I can't imagine seeing any Florida State money, especially now with the line moving. I'm essentially going to think it's going to be around here, 1, maybe 1.5, maybe 2 at close. I don't know if anybody's in the market looking to play Florida State. I mean, obviously the Jacksonville State loss is pretty bad, and then coming off that Wake Forest beatdown that most people, including myself, thought Florida State had a good shot in, or that was a good spot for them to take advantage of. It's tough. Louisville finally got a big win, or they got a big win against UCF with Gabriel going down on that ridiculous play late, trying to get that fumble there. But I don't know. I mean, it's one of those games where I think it lands one and there's just pain given out to everyone. Louisville seems like an easy pick. It could end 28-27. I wouldn't be surprised.
So did you say tickets or money are heavy on the one side?
Tickets, yeah. 60% of the cash is on Louisville, but the ticket count, I know it's going to be high on the cards.
And you're still going the other way. Why are you doing that? You just booking crazy?
No.
You just got to go. You got to go with the market, huh?
The respected money that we've seen, which is a good amount early in the week. We're just sticking around on this side of the fence, and all the money that we're getting right now on Louisville is stuff that we're okay with going in the kick there.
So you're letting the respectable money kind of work its way through the whole week. Like,
talk a little bit.
We'll let that money talk, and anybody else who wants to bet this, you just call in. Everybody else so you heard it here first. Your bet don't mean shit to Mo if you're placing it this late in the week. I like that. And again, God, just another game. I don't want to bet. Like, why don't you pick something I actually like here?
Yeah,
I might want to get involved.
Picking like the market moves. I'm like, I don't even know if my opinion matters anymore.
I wonder if you're setting me up for this based on our conversations we had out in Vegas when I thought you were Hawaiian.
100%.
The Hawaii at New Mexico. Is that the only reason you bought this up? Because I just thought you were Hawaiian for like 2 years.
The total move speaks for itself. I mean,
yes.
Between that and, all Samoans are Hawaiian until we're Samoan. So, that also is fair. This total, and this was an interesting game to me as it was anyway. The total opened 57.5, and now it's up to 62.5. I think when you're playing New Mexico State, I think your offense, any offense, it's like their time to kind of come out guns blazing against teams like UTEP, South Carolina State, who they played, San Diego State. I think those were the 3 teams they played. All of them got over 30 points. And Hawaii, who hasn't really been as much of an offensive juggernaut this year, should be able to let loose with a Cordero. So I understand the move. We've already got enough tickets on this going up from 57.5. Hard for anybody to buy it back at this point. But, this is just a fun one that, you can explain just in markets and stuff like that. If you let something get ahead like this, it would be tough for us to buy any of it back. And that's what we're kind of seeing right now at 62.5.
8 p.m. early. I suppose it's not on the island. It's Albuquerque or where the hell New Mexico State is. Las Cruces.
Las Cruces, yeah.
I think I nailed it. I was just naming New Mexico.
Those are the only 2 you know. You don't know. There's a Las Vegas, New Mexico.
I did know that. That's a fun fact too.
I don't think that even exists anymore. No one even talks about it. They used to talk about it in 08. I don't think they talk about Las Vegas, New Mexico as much as they used to.
So no buyback on this at all?
No.
Nobody wants a Hawaii under.
It's funny. I actually seen some under tickets that I was like, how is anybody even thinking about betting the under in this game? But we did see a couple and some parlays that, I excuse, but all the bets up that we got up until now, we're like, well, hopefully the final's 17-10.
I like how you just tut that. I can excuse those. Those are bets I can just excuse.
All right,
what that quite means.
Fall by the wayside.
All right, we kind of buried the lead. I've been getting questions about this one all week from a lot of people. Not only just listeners, followers, whatever you want to call them, fans of you, but some sharp people too have been asking for your take on Merrimack, Delaware State. I believe this is a trophy game, definitely a rivalry game. It is going to be 2 p.m. Saturday. I know my TV will be. I was going to say my TV's. I'm going to have to stream this, I guess. I don't know where this is on. Straight up FCS action.
We just got word that it's a ESPN Plus game, so that should be pretty solid for us. I think our boy Dan hooked us up with that info, so we got to be locked in. Not here. I don't know any place that's going to be offering this up until maybe tonight or maybe definitely tomorrow, and we'll be offering it too. But this thing opened up 1 in places that I guess can't be named or whatever the case is.
Dark parts of the internet.
Correct. Yeah. So
the dark web.
This thing opened 1 for 20 seconds, and then I tweeted out my number was 13, and our buddy Rex came right behind. He was like, "Yeah, my number was 10," and we started laughing about that. So essentially, it went from pick 1 and then right to 6 immediately. So not like we were moving it from Twitter, no one got down. I'm assuming on our end, but
not unless you're in Canada.
Yeah, well, around those parts for sure. Merrimack's played good. They've played some tough opponents in Maine and Holy Cross. Holy Cross was a playoff team last year that I thought was going to down them. I think they were a 23-point dog, Merrimack, and they won outright. That was after Holy Cross beat UConn. I mean, that whole thing was out of control. Holy Cross beats the mighty UConn, comes in, they're ready to roll, and then Merrimack smacks them in the face. So, I think Merrimack is a team. It's college football's best kept secret. I think I bumped him like 30 points in my power ranking, man.
Jeez, what's the mascot there?
Warriors. I
The
had to look
Warriors.
that up
God,
before I got on
I
the
thought I'd
show. I'm
have you
not even
stumped
gonna.
that. I knew that one.
But Delaware State, I knew was the Hornets, but I didn't
Oh yeah,
know
the
we
Fighting
didn't have was
Bees.
the
I've always
Warriors.
just called them. I bet if I go back and look through my spreadsheets on college basketball, I bet I've bet on Delaware State 25, 30 times over like 3-4 years. And I was just calling the Fighting Bees because Hornets
I
sucks.
like
I
that.
don't know.
I like it.
No, for sure. So yeah, maybe a little bit of value. If you make Mo, a little bit of a ticklish spot because you're a bookmaker and you work for WynnBET. You can't just say like, you kind of did. You said I make this 13. So I'll say it for you. This is still a play at 6. I'm going to bet this one. I tutted the ACC games and the Oklahoma State game, but I'm all in on the Merrimack. Well, I mean, if it's going to be 6, I'm going to hunt this down. And yeah, I mean, I've seen someone complaining about that earlier today, like especially the FCS, FBS crossover games. A lot of those don't get hung until the morning, most places. So
Yeah.
you might have to hunt around a little to find this.
I mean, the only people are betting them are people that know, like that have a clue of what's going on. So not much value to the bookmaker.
And you.
Bookmaker. Yeah, and me, correct. Yeah. I don't want to be selfish.
Fresh cut. All right, I spent I don't know, the better part of 2 hours with Drew on Wednesday night going through all the NFL sites. And we talked a little markets. Obviously, Sunday night we get to the openers too, but a little more insight from you who's actually taking a bet. I don't book anybody. I wouldn't be any good at that. I don't want to manage risk. That sounds awful and nerdy, and I need more math. I'm happy just taking you guys on. Raiders, Dolphins. This one was weird because we had multiple quarterback injury question marks. What did you do with this market as far as opening it? Like,
well,
just regarding, you had question marks around both starting quarterbacks. Do you just open this at a lower limit, or do you just not open it, or what did you guys end up doing with it?
We kind of essentially did our regular standard deal. So our limits on Sundays are 2 dimes or 2,000 on sides, and then 1K on money line and total. So we kind of pushed it out. I mean, we figured, Tua was going to be hurt regardless after what just happened in the Buffalo game. We opened at 5, total 45.5. So that was essentially market. And we were just going to let, the bets dictate because we don't have the news yet on if he's going to go or not. Obviously, we know he's not going to be 100%. But, they told us immediately, and we were down to like 4 immediately, like from 5 to 4. So 5 not being much of a key number, but it just kind of moving in that direction of, Tua not playing, and the Raiders or the Dolphins were probably going to be a sharper play anyway. And that we thought the Dolphins were going to be a sharp play in the second half of the Raiders-Steelers game, considering what's going on now with the Raiders at home. Besides the total that didn't really move much, it's just funny. Like you see a quarterback go out like Tua did, we did maintain the same deal, like kind of turning off the game, kind of thinking about what we want to do with it. And even with Tua being out, like the line was still moving against the Raiders, which is hilarious in my opinion. So, it seems like some groups are still getting down at 4, 4.5. The market right now for us is 3.5, 44. And the Raiders still have 88% of the money on him, man. So it's just going to be one of those things where, money's going to dictate one way and the market might say something else.
Yeah, this is one I kind of steered clear of just because I'm not a super believer in the Las Vegas Raiders. I do like Derek Carr quite a bit. We kind of talked about him being maybe held back by honestly who they drafted over the last couple of years. Like the rest of the team just kind of stinks out loud around him sometimes, but I'm still not ready to take them as a favorite versus a decent defense. They haven't really, faced a team that I'm ready to declare them like one of the good teams yet. So, and I have some regular season win totals against them that are pretty much dead at this point.
The 2 games they played in were like 2 great spots for them. Like they get the big home game they prepared for all year to play against Baltimore. It was going to be, playoff AFC team at the end. And then the Steelers who beat the Bills, and then they do the Steelers thing where they play someone that's like below their level of skill, play at home as a favorite, and then lose that, that type of game. So, it's just a more solid spot for the Dolphins, even without Tua, considering those.
And I mean, and the Steelers lost multiple defensive players too during that game. And Big Ben obviously isn't right now too. So kind of a goofy one. Yeah, they won outright as a 6-point dog. That's how you inflate a market. I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of how that works.
Mhm.
So staying clear of that. The Bills. This is one I know some people that I trust, that I believe in, that I like, that like Washington. Drew played the over at a bad number. Market just slapped him in the face, went down anyway. I'm still tempted to take this over. I liked Buffalo. My numbers make Buffalo like a 10 here still. Not quite, but it's off. I have to make some more adjustments for them. I just haven't settled on where my Josh Allen number needs to be, because that's really the only thing that matters with NFL teams is like, does your quarterback suck now? But I haven't made my Josh Allen adjustment. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to get involved in games like this. But just two defenses that are highly regarded that maybe aren't playing up to snuff. I mean, if you saw the Giants, what the Giants were able to do at times with running with Danny Dimes. So I was interested in the side and the total on this. I don't know what you had to say on it. I think you're
Yeah,
more
no,
on the
it's
side that Washington
of
taking money.
of all the games that I actually checked our ticket counts in, this is probably one of the more popular ones. Right now, we're sitting at Bills -7, 45.5. It looks like the Bills, even though once again reverse line movement on it opening 9 here, or 9, or actually 9.5 here, down to 7. 79% of the money's on the Bills, and 71% of the tickets are on the Bills. So I mean, this is going to be a pretty popular pick. I don't know if it's more of an overreaction to how the football team played against the Giants. I thought you brought up a great point by how the Giants use Danny Dimes to use his athleticism, because Josh Allen's going to be, he could exploit Washington just as much on using his legs. So, that considering, I think the Bills have a legitimate shot offensively to get the over. We didn't really get too much action there. It was more on the side.
Yeah.
But I can see this thing closing around 7.5 or 8, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wanted to not only just the worries that I've had around Josh Allen, but also God, the weather too. A couple totals I haven't hit. Like, I'm waiting for weather. I hate trying to predict weather like 6 days out, especially when you start getting some of these games in late fall and winter up in Cleveland and Pittsburgh and Buffalo and places like that on these goddamn Great Lakes that are going to just ruin everything. And God, we had the over in the Cleveland Raiders game last year, where we bet it like on Sunday. Just like, my numbers make this a little low. And then the weather report comes out and the shit drops like 8 points. And
Yeah,
it was
well,
like
I think
the
the
worst,
final was like
probably the
13 and
worst.
9 or something.
Yeah. Probably the
Yeah, I
worst bet
remember.
I'd ever made. Oh, that leaves me with the Sunday night game. Rodgers is fixed. He's all better. Offense looks fine. Defense kind of got gashed. And it's not like DeAndre Swift sucks and Williams. Like, some of those players, those tight ends for Detroit, it's like Detroit's like just the Patriots. They just have really good tight ends. And then, I mean, obviously a huge drop off for the
Nothing
rest of the
else.
team.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah,
else. Yeah, exactly.
nothing else. But like, yeah, couple good tight ends. They were gashing Green Bay for a bit there, and it was looking like, oh shit, like Green Bay offense is figured out, but its defense stink out loud. And then I don't think, yeah, you're right. The Detroit team total was like 17.5,
Of
or
course, they didn't
maybe,
score anything in the second
yeah,
half.
they did not score in the second half.
Yeah,
Just stayed on
21-0. I think they
17.
blanked them. Yeah,
Blanked them. Second half under came through though. That's what we were on. So
mortal block.
didn't feel good, but we got there. Green Bay getting 3.5. This is a game I have bet. Drew got a 4.5, maybe, or maybe just a cheap 4. Like, I sold down to 4. I have a 4 on this. Still
Nice.
looking like this thing might end up at 3 at game time.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking in my head. We opened 3.5, total 48.5. I really wanted to touch on the total, which is at 50 now. The ticket count on the over, and once again, like, no one's really betting totals earlier in the week, but on this particular game, the ticket count's pretty high, and it's 88% on the over already. So I can't imagine it. I can't imagine the total going down in the ticket count, nor the money, especially up to kick. It's the primetime games. I think everything up until that Panthers-Texans snore fest, it was a quite a bit of scoring going on in every game up until now. So, if anybody's going to be seeing that, the public's going to be seeing it, and they're definitely going to be betting the over, going into Sunday night. I think it's going to close around 3 as well. I don't think it's going to be really, really moving as much. We'll see how the money dictates it going forward, or if, respected guys get on this anyway, because I think anything that you were saying about getting 4 has been, like any 4s that have been snatched up until now, is probably the sharper play in a game like this. I did want to promote the triple the spread that's on this game.
Oh shit! I forgot about triple the spread. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm a little. It's not as good as the other one. The other one we got like 21.5.
Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, who's not going to want to take Rodgers plus 10.5? I mean,
That's fair.
they're going to love Rodgers plus 3.5 no matter what, even if it is against the Niners, who he literally can't beat ever. But getting 10.5 with Rodgers in any of the states that we have would be pretty cool for anybody to, jump on and join the app with WynnBET.
Yeah, no, for sure. Take advantage of that. We'll probably have some stuff out on the app and in some articles about that. I know there's definitely always some Sunday night promos. Prize Picks is always going to have something. WynnBET as your triple the spread. I'm on the game already. I like Green Bay. I might tickle them a little outright. And yeah, you brought up the overs in primetime thing. I've already seen that a bunch from a bunch of different media. Just like, hey, like all the primetime games are going over.
Yeah.
And it's funny too how like, all it takes is you just say like, oh, it's Davis Mills. It's Davis Mills. It's like that you throw that one out. Like, the over, it's still a thing. Primetime overs are still a thing. We don't have to worry about that game. Like, it was a backup quarterback. It was a good defense. Like, I'm not worried about that. Well, yeah, it was low though. Like the total was adjusted for that still.
Oh, 100%.
Like, it's funny how people will just toss that one out. So I would assume the primetime overs come to some sort of stasis eventually here. But with this one, I have no stomach, no appetite for an under in this one.
Yeah, no, 100%. Niners coming off that, low, like they had to grind it out win against Philly on the road. So they'll be back at home. And I think there's going to be plenty of points, but I can't really pick the over now until I figure it out a couple days from now.
Yeah, you guys leave it. Just leave it where it is. Somebody asked, can you bet pleasers at Wynn Encore?
No.
I don't know. Like,
I don't think we can. I don't think we have pleasers yet. The term pleasers has been hilarious to me for years on end. And, if we can get anything like that going forward here, then I would try to get that up for us.
Who should I yell at to get that going? I love pleasers.
Pleasers,
I've hit a couple.
The word Allen, you got to get with AB, man. He'll take us to the top. It's
just math. Like, it's just the opposite of a teaser. Just change the plus sign to a minus sign. Like,
reverse teasers.
Reverse teasers. I love that. And also, someday we might have to do like a whole episode because he's asked at the Wynn Encore, which is like we might have to do a whole episode to explain the difference between the Wynn Encore and the WynnBET.
Correct.
Because it is two different. I mean, it's the sets of lines are going to be close, but it's a completely different thing.
Yeah, two different worlds. Whole different planets.
You guys are just on the internet, even though you're based in Las Vegas, which is not a WynnBET state.
I've tried to explain this to like plenty of my friends. They're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come see you at the Wynn." I'm like, "I'm not gonna be there, dog. Like, I'm not there, man. I'm stationed out on Pilot Road."
Yeah, they have me down in an office. No, I've had a few DMs like, "Hey, I'm in Vegas. Do you have any WynnBET promos?" I'm like, "You need to go to Tennessee. Like you need to go to Nash Vegas. Like you went to the wrong state. I have nothing. I'm not. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Here's the promo. Give the ticket writer $5 and ask for some drink tickets. Like
get the drink tickets. They're very nice. I got your promo right here.
Yeah, it's about all I can offer you. So, all right. Any other FCS thoughts before we go? I've got producer Dan addicted to looking at power numbers and comparing them to the lines. And then I think he took some SP Plus stuff, ran it through there. He found some winners. I'm not going to announce them all on the show because this is proprietary information, but I will say that of those games, Merrimack landed in there. We are simpatico. We're in agreement. Merrimack is a play. The rest of them kind of secret under the table FCS stuff.
Yeah, unless we're praying on the other ones. I think the only other one that we could talk about is Dayton over Presbyterian. Presbyterian lost 72-0 to Campbell.
The Camels.
I don't care what's going on. Like, no one should be losing by 72 to Campbell. Like, that should be talked about more in the world. It should be like the water shortage, whatever. Campbell beats a team by 72. Like, that's where
I like how you didn't bring up COVID. Like the biggest news is the water shortage. Apparently,
I got it's like a clause in my contract. I can't talk COVID.
We should do that. My God, we did one show. I don't even know what it was, if it was deep dive or a halftime show, and we kind of got it. Somebody asked about betting on the election. Obviously this was back in October, November, and the comments just turned into just hateful shit. Like, people were so mad at each other. Like, there were some Trump people that were super mad that we were saying like the Biden number was bettable, and then the Biden people got mad at them. I'm like, guys, like, I voted for Kanye. I 100% did. I should have taken a picture of it. Like, I don't care. Like, we're just betting. Like, calm down. COVID did that too. We had some vaccine truthers one time in the going back and forth in the comments. Like, guys, let's just stick to Merrimack.
Yeah. Well, gambling Twitter is one thing, but if you throw like politicians in there, then it just turns into next level World War VI. Yeah,
Takes
exactly.
It up 10 notches. Don't need any of that. So, all right. I've got a meeting. You've got work. It's Friday night in Vegas. I'll let you go. It's not even Friday night. It's like 1:30 there. That's
no, not yet. Yeah, it's coming up soon. It's always Friday night in Vegas.
Where are you posting up tonight?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I
just feel like some people probably watch this, or like maybe some girls are watching out there, and it's like, where's Mo going to be?
I think they've seen me on Nesson. They think I'm a big deal now, but I'm nothing. I'm still nothing. Haven't done anything.
We might have to do a Boston meetup then, like with that encore book. That is absolutely going to happen. We'll get that going. So.
Yeah, that is going to happen, guaranteed. Like, that's not even a joke. That's going to happen 100%, at some point.
100%. I like that place. I've been to the Austin Encore, so
I have. All right, I've seen pictures. It looks incredible, man.
You'll like it. Yeah. So, all right, we're way off. Go Merrimack. Go. Who are we betting against the Blue Hose?
Yeah, we have to.
Dayton.
Yeah. We must.
Flyers over the Blue Hose, Warriors over the Fighting Bees. Two FCF plays. Hit us with any other questions in the comments, and we'll forward them to Motoi. He will take care of them, and we'll see you next week, guys.
Cool. Oh, man.